Good boy. So I'm riding in the box today, and I'm using it to help my horse understand where I want his body. So for every corner, I'm going to bend him before I get into the corner. So about right here, I say, can you bend? And he says, yes. So then I use my outside aids to turn the shoulder. And then now I'm going to work a little bit of the Piaffe, because I have him really engaged. Good boy. And then I'll walk and I bend. And then I make my corner. And you could hear he hit the pole there, because during the Piaffe, he gets a little bit stiffer because it's really hard work. It's very new for him. He's only 7. So I don't do this very often. But I want him to start understanding a little bit that when he sits more down, he still needs to move forward, and he needs to maintain some suppleness, because he has a tendency to sit really good, and then he gets a little bit stuck because he's not very strong yet. So I want him to learn, sit and travel without me having to do a lot. I want to sit pretty quiet, and when I feel him get a little stuck, I send him a little forward. Boy, a little forward, come. See, and the more I say go forward, he says, oh, I can sit because I'm good at that. And then do we have bend for the corner? Good boy. And then my outside aids can turn him. So just a little bit of that in the box to help him understand that he still has to keep moving. And I have a gap right here that I can come between. Travel, buddy. Good boy. That's fine. Travel. Good boy. And now I have another corner. Can he bend before the corner? As he turns the shoulders. So it really helps him understand from all the work that we've been doing in the box, my expectations at every corner. So if the Piaffe feels a little bit overwhelming, or if he has to really work his body hard and he's starting to feel out of balance or fatigued, in the corner is a nice reset for him, because he knows what he's supposed to do in the corner. He says, okay, this is really hard, but in the corner, I know my job is bend and turn the shoulder. So it's a good way to just help them stay confident when they're working something new. So I can do the same idea with the massage. And then I ask them to make a tighter turn, and it gets really difficult because they have to increase the engagement. And at such a young age, it's harder for them to understand and have the strength to do it. So we have to build that up slowly. So this is a nice place to help them learn. Good. Good. Boy. And I don't ask for any brilliance at all right now, and I let mistakes happen. Right now, it's just, hey, are you willing to give me a little bounce? And see, he thought he was going to exit. So I said, no, we're going to go around the square, buddy. Because he says it's so much easier to do the other trot. Good boy. You can do the other trot. Good. When you give me this trot. Good. Now you can do the other trot. So then they also start learning a little bit, oh, when I'm in this area, I have to work in a certain way. And when I leave this area, I get a little bit of a break. And so we want them to start to learn what it is that earns them the break. So if you bounce in this trot, good boy. Bigger. Good boy. If you bounce in this trot, you're going to get the break. Boy. And what I like with how close the corners are together is they are backing the horse off so I can push. Because I want to be able to push. Good boy. I don't want to have to do all the gather, gather, gather. I want the corners and the poles to do that for me instead of my hands or even a lot of feet, because when they're learning something that's this hard, even like your simple changes, you want to make things more simple for them. So if they're visually a little bit backed off, then you can say, here, buddy, let's go forward. And they'll go forward up the hill instead of across the arena. Good boy. Good boy. There you go. Oh, now I know what we're doing. Good boy. It takes him a little while to get into it because he's just so green at it. And we don't do it very often. Good boy. This is like a once a month thing right now. That we just kind of play on it and see. Good boy. Just kind of see where he's at. Good boy. Good boy. Does he bend before the corner? Does he turn the shoulder? That engages the hind leg more. It backs him off. I have to drive him. That's the whole point of the exercise. Is I can drive him up the hill instead of pulling him back. Good boy. The poles take him back instead of my hands and my feet having to do all the work. So that's just a really nice way to introduce the harder work where you're using the school figure and the poles on the ground to help explain to the horse what you'd like them to do without you having to use a lot of strength and technique from your body. Happy riding, everyone.